Hi, everybody. Bill Ebert here with MLM Advanced. I want to give you guys a little bit of insight, a little bit of knowledge about how to choose the right kind of company. The company that you're in, is it the right vehicle? We want to help you avoid vehicular homicide. Pick the right vehicle so you don't kill you and all your friends in calamity by choosing the wrong vehicle. So a little bit about me. I want to give you some education about the industry because it's really important. You don't become a doctor without going to school. I mean, you don't become a major professional in anything unless you go to school. So this is part of your education. You really should know this stuff. When you're talking to people and they start inviting you to things, you should know some of the things that I'm about to tell you. So sit down, get a note paper and pad. I'm going to give you a quick overview. I was a consultant to the industry for 10 or 15 years. After I started a couple network marketing companies and sold them for multi-millions of dollars, the biggest one I sold for $10 million. And it got me a little famous in the industry, started traveling around, meeting with these guys. And I was hiring consultants to consult me as I was consulting other people. And I learned a lot about the industry. And so I want to talk to you about the legalities of the business a little bit. I want to talk to you about what to stay away from. There's a lot of stuff going on out there right now. The main reason that I'm doing this is I actually have some friends that are joining some stuff. And I want to warn them about some of the stuff that's going on out there. People are joining companies that are going to be gone in 60 to 90 days, absolutely going to be gone. And you're going to be sitting there wondering why people don't follow you. Well, it's very important to help people, lead them into a company that's solid. Watch out for the Ponzi's and the scams. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So I've been doing this for a really long time. I've started 4 or 5 network marketing companies myself. None of them have been shut down by the government. None of them have claimed bankruptcy. They've all done very well. Some of them I sold to other companies, and some of them are still running right now. So I have a tremendous amount of success in the industry. I've helped a lot of people stay out of jail by changing their comp plan and teaching them how to do things right. So education, start with that first. Get a good education. Make sure you understand this business. It's a profession. It's not a something that you throw in. It's not a, oh, I hope I can do this. You throw in a fishing line with a hook on the end and wonder why you don't catch any fish. Be educated. Educate, number one. So once you start getting an education, investigate. Find out what is and what isn't legal. Now, you don't have to be an attorney. I've consulted some of the biggest attorneys in the world. I actually, for my first network marketing company, I hired 2 attorneys at $10,000 a month. And I had 2 guys, and they would argue back and forth. And I paid them to argue with each other to help me figure out what was legal and what wasn't. And I had a lot of misconceptions, a lot of misunderstandings about what was legal. Gerald Nera, most people that know anything about the legal world, he was a chief counsel for Amway for a long, long time. He helped these guys through decade of legal issues and what was and wasn't. And it was because of Amway that we have most of the laws that we do today. So Gerald Nera, smart guy. If you ever want to hire somebody and you start a network marketing company, these guys are top dollar, but it's worth it. Spend some money and get some legal counsel before you do that. But watch out, investigate, find out who the people are, find out whether a similar comp plan has ever been currently working. One of the things that people don't realize is that when you see or hear about a comp plan, and here's one of the ones that are going around right now, join now and we'll get you 4 leads, guaranteed 4 leads in your downline. Mathematically impossible and completely illegal. They cannot make a promise like that. That company, if they don't change quickly because they're having excessive growth, because most people are looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. It's amazing. You can grow a quick downline with a scam, but don't fall for the scam just because there's excessive growth. Growth doesn't mean good. Growth, in many cases, when it's an unhealthy tree, it's going to fall over and leave you dead trees and branches in your front yard. So investigate. You know, if someone's saying, come in and we'll automatically give you a bunch of people in your downline, we're going to give you 4 people. That's one of the latest ones. We're going to give you 4 people in your downline. Well, if you just imagine 100 times 4 times 4 times 4, it doesn't take many weeks at all before you have the entire world in your downline. It's completely mathematically and legally impossible. You can't do it. So if that's the kind of company that you're inclined to go with because everybody's joining, everybody's jumping in, back up, get away. If you've joined and you joined at the higher level, you know, some people are joining $1,000, $2,000, and $5,000 for this kind of scam company. Call your credit card company. If they won't give you your money back, call your credit card company and say, look, these guys are not going to give me my money back. I heard it's a scam. I want my money back. So get out, jump out, wait for the right kind of company. Now, the thing about a real company is you're going to have to work. There's no such thing as a get rich quick. You just can't throw $20 at something and just let it ride. It doesn't work that way. If it did, there would be companies around that have been doing it. Everything's been tried. We've been doing this for 30 years now, 40 years now. Network marketing has been around for a long time. If it could have been done and it had longevity, it would still be working and there'd be other companies doing it. So if you hear of something, it's probably been tried before and that company or those owners went to jail. So be sure that the comp plan looks good. If it sounds like a get rich quick scheme, if it's all bells and whistles and no work, and it's like, oh, come in, do absolutely nothing, you can run for the hills. It's almost absolutely 100% illegal. So investigate. Make sure you're doing the right thing with the right kind of company. The next thing that's very important, interrogate. You want to start interrogating the people who are making claims. The people who are actually really making money, they don't mind showing you. The people who've made $1 million a year, $10 million in a profession, they don't mind showing you. Most of them have documentation that they can scan and they can send over to you. If you're going to hook up with a company, say, look, I want to give my life to this company. I want to start giving myself to the business. Start interrogating the leadership. Say, show me what you've done before. How many companies have you run? Both traditional and network marketing. Show me that you can handle this kind of business, because I don't want to be failing. I don't want to give my life to something and 6 months from now, have the thing go away. Very important. Do some interrogation. If the people don't like being interrogated, it's because they don't have any evidence and proof. That should be your first sign. If you start asking questions, I was asking a guy yesterday, so how much money do you make? And he said, oh, I made $6,000. I said, well, show me. I'm excited to hear about that. If you made $6,000 with that presentation, which I was sure he didn't, if you made $6,000 with that presentation, I want to hear about it. And he just started getting defensive. Oh, well, and that's what's going to happen. They're just going to send you down the well. And when they start sending you down the well, it means that they're not the kind of person you want to trust. If you say, how many companies have you joined? Now, it's perfectly legitimate. If the guy that's come to you and given you an opportunity says, I'm just starting, I haven't made any money. Okay, show me who has sponsored you or someone in the company that's not just a shyster who went from company to company. Every 6 months, he brings 1,500 people from company to company, which is where most of these guys that are making the big bucks of doing. They're going in, they're blowing in, blow up and blow out. They bring their 1,500 people with them, and the momentum and the excitement of this new thing is the only thing that keeps them alive. They never stay. We've had people join our companies. They come in, they blow up, they come 100 air. They turn into one of those 100 airs. They make $100 a week, and then they're already off and doing something else. They don't put in the work. They just want to live by the sizzle. They just want to live by the story. So interrogate these people. Hook up with solid professionals. Our profession is becoming so solid over the last few years. People are starting to think of it as a profession. We have a whole lot more people that are dedicating their time in education and in understanding. Hook up with people. And what's interesting is training is an investment. You're going to have to invest in training. If you want good quality training, don't expect to find a bunch of free training out on YouTube. There's a lot of good stuff out there. But if you want solid training, go invest. Go to a seminar. Go to a webinar. Pay one of these guys. We do training, but it's not just about us. Go Ray Higdon. Go Pro Event. Go someplace that they're actually showing you documented way to get to success. Interrogate the process. Now, a lot of people are still teaching a lot of goofy stuff. Just look at the process. Are they using modern techniques? Are they using it and some new people are getting in? Do they have the 20-somethings and the 30-somethings making money? Are they still trying to do old school stuff and it's all about the sizzle? So just start asking some questions, get around some real mentors. If you're dedicated, here's a really good point for you. If you're dedicated to this process, the person who's sponsoring you or their upline is going to recognize your desire and your hunger as you're asking questions, and they'll pull you in, and you won't have to spend as much money in your own personal development, because they'll actually take you alongside. If you start doing the work, asking the questions, bringing people to them, and you start doing the hard, the street work, getting people over to the presentation or to your mentor, they're going to help you learn the business. They're going to take you under their wing. These guys want to become successful, and the way they do it is they find other hungry people and they pull them under their wing and they help them do their job. So that's one quick way. If you don't have thousands of dollars to invest, work your butt off. Go find somebody who's documented, do what they say, and ask them. I say, hey, this is working or this isn't working. Ask them questions, hook up with them online. They really do want to hear from people who are hungry. So interrogate, find it. Starting gate. Once you've done your investigation, education, investigation, interrogate, and starting gate, once you've done everything, don't keep trying to tweak the wheel. Once you've found that it's a good, solid company, it's been around for a while, or the company that owns them has been around for a while, which is just as important. Sometimes you can find a brand new startup, but it's owned by a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and they have one network marketing company that's successful and they're starting a new one. That's actually pretty exciting. A company that's been around for 20 or 30 years worth billions of dollars in the startup, because now you have the sizzle of new, and you have the stability of old. That's a pretty nice dynamic. But find one of the two, either a company that has been established for a long time or something that has a proven track record. Let me tell you a couple stories. I started my last one in December of last year. Right after the holidays, we launched it on January 1st. Now, if I didn't have life experience, if I didn't know what was about to happen, I wouldn't have survived January. And then if I didn't have life experience, I wouldn't have survived February, because what happened is we turned on the switch. We became one of the top 10,000 most trafficked sites on the planet in less than 30 days. We hit Alexa rankings so fast that if I wasn't ready with a fast enough server, we would have been shut down. Our email servers would have been shut down. Our servers, we had servers ready for what they call the cloud. We had cloud servers set up so that we knew the kind of traffic that could potentially come in. We were ready for excessive growth, and we handled it without a flaw. The second thing that happened is we grew so fast that the credit card companies that we were with, we had 6 credit card companies deny us because we were growing too fast. The way the credit card companies work is they have to hedge their bets. They cannot have one customer that's doing all of their work, because if they get chargebacks or they have to take a risk. I understand their scenario, but what you do is you spread out your wealth. You spread out your wealth to enough credit card companies so that you're not overwhelming any single one of them. Now, an inexperienced network marketing company, somebody that's brand new in the gate, they get 1 or 2 vendors, which is pretty hard to do nowadays, getting vendors, but they don't have enough, and they don't know the strategy, and they don't know the possibility. We had companies that once we grew to $10,000 a week, and then we grew to $20,000 and $30,000 and $40,000, and we were doubling every 7 days. The credit card company called up and says, we can't do it. We got to shut you off. I knew it was coming. I was ready with the next one. So I'm saying that be with a company that understands this, because even success can be failure if it grows too fast. If they don't have the experience, don't hook up with this little, if you look at the website and it looks like your sister-in-law built it, it's very likely not going to last. I just don't know of one. If it doesn't have professional graphics, if it doesn't look solid, if it looks like different colored fonts, and it looks like, if it looks like your brother-in-law. So some of you don't even know what I'm talking about, because design-wise, most people can't tell the difference. That's why MySpace lasted as long as they did. But if it looks like it's hokey, it's very likely not going to survive 60 days. Most of them won't survive 90. They just can't handle that kind of growth. And even though it sounds good, don't just buy it because it sounds good. Buy it because it is good. Learn, spend some time, ask questions of mentors. There's so many people out there that are willing to answer your questions, people that are professionals. And if they won't answer your question directly, pay them to answer your questions. Hey, I'm looking at this, or I'm looking at this. Can you evaluate my company? There's professional evaluators. They'll evaluate your company for you. Some people, like myself, I'll evaluate most companies for free. I'll tell you what I think about it. I'll tell you what I think about the longevity. I've been doing it for a really long time. I look at most companies. I get invitations all the time. So I have a pretty good idea of what a company is. If you send me a website or a link, many times I'll get back with you right away. I can't do all of them, but if you're connected with me, if you're part of one of our mentoring teams, especially if you're subscribed to BillEbert.com, and I know that you're an active part of the community, I don't mind doing a lookout for you, helping you do that kind of stuff. So that's what you look for. Look for the Ponzi's. It's real easy to tell once you start knowing what to look for. Stay away from them, even if it's short term. Even if you think you're going to make some short-term money, you have to start thinking about yourself 2 years from now, or 3 years from now, or 4 years from now. If you want to be in this profession, if you want to have people follow you, if you want to have people trust you, start making smarter choices. Stay away from the Ponzi. I'm sorry if I made some of you guys mad by talking about some of the companies that you just recently jumped in on, but that's the truth. Truth sometimes hurts. That if you join a company that's made those promises to you, get out, get your money out, and go join something solid. And I'll see you guys at the top. We got a lot of stuff coming on, BillEbert.com. Check it out. We got live events going all over the United States. Stuff going on. We're going to be doing, I actually do another one. If you go to my YouTube channel, BillEbert.com/Bill Ebert, you can actually find and search for Ponzi's and scams. And I actually talk about the companies, some of the other things to look for Ponzi's and scams. But just stay connected. I do something almost every day, posting it out for you guys, helping you guys become successful. See you on the other side.